The enemy knows time is short. My name is Daniel Vallis from InformedChristians.com, a website ministry devoted to discerning current events from a Christian and biblical perspective. Thank you so much to all those who send in news articles and tips that you find, and also thank you for all those who support this ministry financially and with your prayers. It is a great encouragement and blessing to me to see that others have a desire to be part of this ministry and what it is doing, and encouraging others and provoking others to love and to good works and to be ready for when Christ returns. I need your prayers. I need wisdom. I need grace. I need strength. This is very taxing work, so I definitely covet your prayers, and it definitely helps. And I can definitely tell and see that there are many who are praying and that prayer works. We have a God in heaven who hears our prayers. This is a warning, but it is not a prediction. I do not know the future, but I can show you what is going on right now, and things are not getting better. And to be wise, we must live in light of an understanding of the times, and not be foolish. So much is coming together right now, and we are at the end of the sign of Jonas. It's still a little bit fuzzy, but basically any day now it appears that warning will end, especially if you count from the time that it entered Washington, D.C., which was the 22nd. We still have about 2 more days to go. Less than that, really. But all the other signs and everything else going on points to that we are basically out of time, and we must be ready now. Sudden destruction is coming. Now, if you've been with us for a while, you've known that we've talked about many different events for many months. And just recapping, going back to January, we see that is when the sign of Jonas started, around that time. And there's a lot going on, but we had been looking at a lot of enemy action. But really, since the fast of Jonas, a lot of our attention has been diverted from watching the enemy action a lot, particularly because it's not that important and it does not tell us truth. It does not tell us the future, but we do keep our eye on the enemy, and we are not ignorant of their devices. And it is interesting to observe that they also appear to know that this is a time of judgment, and they know and expect sudden destruction to come. When we look at what was going on in the world around the time that the sign of Jonas started, we should even be more sobered that this world is ready for judgment. It is ready for the Antichrist. All these things are coming together. We see right in that window of time, when it all started, that the world was promoting that Lucifer was coming, talking about the new TV show of Lucifer. And people on social media were all very positively responding to it. This stuff does not bother the world. They weren't worried about a boycott from the Christians because most Christians don't care anymore either. They see it as just media entertainment. But they're blatantly telling you Lucifer is coming, and they mock everything that God warns about. These came out at the beginning of the sign of Jonas. So now at the end of the sign of Jonas, we should not be surprised that we see even worse coming out. A new show called Damien is coming out, all about the devil and Satan and the Antichrist. And it's coming out on March 7th, just a few days. Especially in the context of what we see now going on in the world. We are expecting the Antichrist to be revealed very soon. And it's interesting, even in their storyline, they have the character start out in Syria. Very interesting with what we see going on in the Middle East right now too as well. Out of the chaos that comes and the destruction that comes, the world is going to be clamoring for a new world leader. This comes out on March 7th, the same day that South Korea is starting their massive war games along with the United States, which is more than double what it has been in the past. And North Korea is not happy about it, and they launched their missile back in early February, and supposedly they got 2 things floating around up in space. That's all just part of the story and the program to deceive the masses, the mass deception, to prepare the masses for the sudden destruction, and to get the people, the world populace, to cry for peace and safety, because there is no peace and safety. To make them beg for order out of chaos. That's what they're engineering. It's an engineered collapse. We looked also at the sign of Jonas, and we also looked how the enemy was giving exact same messages to his disciples, that the sign was legitimate, but then he was putting his own spin on it. They're expecting Lucifer. That's who they're expecting. But Jesus Christ, he told us he will be revealed for his ready and watching bride during the days of Noah. And he gave the descriptions for that right before judgment comes, when people aren't expecting it. So the watching believers of Christ who are living and preparing their heart for his return, they will be ready. But Satan, he's getting his disciples ready for the revealing of the son of perdition. And it was also during the first of this year that we saw the BBC's War and Peace come out. And it was broadcast over in the United Kingdom as well as in the United States. So got a lot of promotion during this time. And this is in addition to the calls for peace and safety that we heard back around November. And they sunk a lot of money into this. This was a big production. And just for now, notice this character, Paul Dano. He was one of the main characters in War and Peace. And we also talked about a lot of things happening right at the turn of the year. If you haven't seen the videos, please go back and watch them. A lot has been leading up just in this year alone. But we talked about the Juno Janus D-Day lightship and also the Pope opening the door, which ties right in with the Juno concept. And we talked about the ties in with Lucifer, the light bearer. That's the one who they're expecting. But then they also expect the patterning of Juno and Janus with war, and how when in ancient Rome, the doors, when they were open to Juno's temple, it was a signal of war coming, and the Pope just happened to open up some special doors on the same day, basically, January 1st. There's a lot of symbolism in that. The enemy knows sudden destruction is coming. They know it's coming. They're part of engineering it too, but they know it's coming. They know it's coming very soon, this year. And this was over 40 days ago. But then yesterday at the Academy Awards, the 88th Academy Awards, they had a offshoot event that went with it. But they had the character Paul Dano from War and Peace, coupled with an actress whose name is Juno Temple. Yes, that's her name, Juno Temple. Both of these actors together presented the awards because their message goes together, War and Peace with Juno Temple. The enemy knows it's coming. And he's warning his disciples, we're at the end of the sign of Jonas. It's coming any day now. And he's using subtle messages and parables to get that message out to his more hardened disciples. We also talked about Masterpiece, the Sherlock show that came out right at the turn of the year as well, with all the different allusions to Lucifer, the light bearer, and how they made the very broad statement that basically the stage is set and they are ready. The mystery of iniquity is working full-time right now. They are ready. They are just waiting for the Son of Man to be revealed before they can go on with their work. Now, we talked before about the Vatican, with it doing a lot of things this past year as well, with the Illumination show at the Vatican, with the lion and the phoenix and all that, and the spirals and the fallen angels. They know it's coming too as well. And some of our subscribers a couple days ago alerted me to this painting, or reminded me about it. I had seen it before, but I'd forgotten about it. But this painting is in the Pope's study at the Vatican. You know, this is in a very prominent place. It's not in some hallway down by the gift shop or something. It's in a very prominent place because it has very important meaning, apparently. And they make a point of showing it off to very important dignitaries, and it's a very important painting to them. Again, it's in the Pope's study. And when we look at it, we see some very interesting things. It's supposedly depicting what they call a cosmic embrace. That's the name of the painting. But there's a lot I don't know about this painting, and we only have conjecture about it. But when this is hanging up in the Pope's study, we should pay attention to it, especially with what we see in light of some themes we see right now in other messaging. And they have 4 different astrological symbols on it, which point to 4 times on their calendar, which are basically the equinoxes and the solstices. And it's interesting that it appears that there's 2 angels there who are winding the clock of time, or messing with the clock of time. And there's apparently a portal off to the right, around 2 o'clock. Some have speculated that this shows what the occult calls the Grand Cross, but from 2015. But I think it has relevance for today, because it's still up there and they still show it off. And when I overlaid the cyclical calendar that we have been studying, and I rotated it to approximately the equinoxes and solstices, especially the one at December 21st and the spring equinox as well. When we line it up roughly there, it appears that there may be some very interesting overlaps, as they expect some type of gateway opening up very soon. Again, I don't know, but that does appear to be what they depict. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. But with all the other signs that we see them putting out in the other messages, it appears they expect something to happen, some doorway to open, someone to be revealed before the next equinox. Which, from the biblical signs that we've been watching, it appears that that's the way it's heading to as well. But a week ago, Disney released another trailer for Alice Through the Looking Glass. We've talked before about how Alice is the picture of Lucifer falling from heaven, and they make a big push talking about the white horse coming onto the scene, and then also the dark horse right after that. And there's a lot of themes of cyclical time, turning back the hands of time, manipulating time. It's just loaded. But this trailer, which was a week ago, caught my attention because it ends with this character asking a very important question. And here's what he said with some screenshots.
Now, tell me, when does Alice arrive? I have always wondered when soon is.
Arriving soon. They know the son of perdition is going to be revealed soon. They also know the Son of Man is going to be revealed very soon too as well. They just don't know when. They don't know the day or hour either, but they know it is any day now. We are at the end of the sign of Jonas. We have been expecting sudden destruction. We see the armies gathering in the Middle East as we speak. The enemy is making themselves ready. We don't study this stuff for morbid curiosity. We study it because we are told, we are commanded to be ready. Those who are not ready, those who are not preparing their heart and life, they will be left behind with the unbelievers and the hypocrites. We've studied those passages before. Christ is coming as a thief. It will cost those who are not ready. We are at the end of the sign of Jonas. The enemy knows that. Yesterday we looked at the news story of the man in the belly of a whale riding across the ocean, who just happened to come out on the day that our first estimate ended. They're putting out the reminders to their disciples to keep remembering this is still going on. So then I had a reader send me a link for today that on the BBC's website, front page, you scroll down just a little bit, and they are highlighting the Museum of Lost Objects, the Winged Bull of Nineveh. A story about Nineveh, right at the end of the sign of Jonas, on the front page of BBC. This is not coincidence. And when we go into the article and read about it, they talk about the ancient city of Nineveh, which is near modern-day Mosul in Iraq. And they even talk about how Nineveh is associated with its role in the Old Testament and the Quran. You know, even in the Quran, they have the story of Jonah. This article comes as close as it can to saying Jonah without saying Jonah. And Nineveh, the city that he came to warn, and they're talking about how it's in ruins. The sign of Jonas, the first city he went to was the capital city of America. And then it went over to the United Kingdom. Judgment is coming. But then I found it interesting that the exact same day that they were pushing this article about Nineveh, they also drove it home with the message of, they also threw in an article about Mosul, the dam at Mosul, talking about how it's threatening to collapse and destroy the cities down below, downstream. So they have two articles about Mosul, one about ancient Nineveh, and then the other one about the modern counterpart, both including destruction, right here at the end of the sign of Jonas. The reminders are going out every day. Do you realize prophecy is being fulfilled in real time? Every day we're putting out warnings and showing you something. It's being fulfilled right now, every single day. The Son of Man is about to be revealed. Will he find you wise and ready, or will he find you foolish and living for this world? We're almost out of time. Romans 13:11-12. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. The passage uses very strong language. Cast off the works of darkness. Now's the time when we examine our life, we get on our knees and we ask God, what should not be in my life? And whatever he shows us, we cast it off and we remove it. Christ is coming for his ready bride, the one who lives and loves him. He's not coming back for hypocrites. He's not coming back for actors. They're all staying behind with the unbelievers. Remember Lot's wife. He's not coming back for a hypocrite wife. He's coming back for a wife who truly loves him and prepares her heart for him. Those who purify their heart and their life even as he is pure. Let us put on the armor of light. Let us have him shining in our heart and life. Let us be found wise, faithful, and ready. Serve Christ first and highest above all else. Maranatha.